and they told us, as Soroptimists, what we could do to tackle the scourge of landmines. The project was for 4 years, and it was in partnership with the International Committee of the Red Cross. And we embarked on a sustainable quadrennial project, Limbs for Life. The end of the 20th century and the beginning of the 21st century marked the tragedy of the scourge of landmines. The imagination of our Federation membership was captivated and demonstrated by the degree of lobbying undertaken and by the outstanding amount of money raised by the federations. It was not just money. Lobbying was critical to raise awareness. The aims of the project were very simple: to restore human dignity to the victims of landmines, to help them to become more mobile again and to be reintegrated into society, to enable children to return to school, to play like other children of the world, to allow women to lead a viable family life again. Soroptimist International achieved this in partnership with the International Red Cross by supplying artificial limbs, by establishing and maintaining orthopaedic facilities, and by providing specialist therapists for the amputees, and by training local personnel to become experts in prosthetic technology. And how did we do this? We had 3 very simple steps. 1, by running landmine awareness programs for the general and local population, by promoting in a variety of ways the victim's recovery, both physically and psychologically, and by campaigning and lobbying for a total worldwide ban on the use of anti-personnel landmines. Lobbying was significant and was critical. For example, the following countries have not yet signed the 1997 Mine Ban Treaty: the United States, Russia, Nigeria, for example. The list is actually longer than that. All these countries are members of Soroptimist International. But please, shut your eyes for a moment and picture a victim. In pain, no limbs, heartbroken, no family, no home, and no tender, loving care. Please think about them and give them a smile of yours today. In 2001, the International Committee of the Red Cross assisted in Afghanistan an estimated 670 landmine victims. And prior to September the 11th, 2001, one-third of Afghanistan's territory was unsustainable and infested with an estimated 10 million landmines. Sadly, since 2001, that number has doubled. But in 2001, Soroptimist International had contributed to the victims in Afghanistan £112,000. We then focused on Angola, an estimated 135 landmine victims. One of the most mine-infested countries in 2001 in the world, with an estimated 20 million landmines. £112,000 was contributed to the victims by Soroptimist International. In Georgia, an estimated 160 landmine victims were provided for, with a contribution of £80,000. And during 2001, the average cost per victim for a prosthesis was £2,000. In 2002, the International Committee of the Red Cross assisted, supported by Soroptimist International, 425 landmine victims. And to date, towards the end of our quadrennial, we had assisted 1,473 victims. But did you know, at that time, and sadly it's still continuing, and we are now 13 years on, that every 20 minutes somebody somewhere in the world is killed or maimed by a landmine. And for some, sadly, they do not die, but they are maimed. And every day, 26 children tread on landmines or play with landmines in the belief that it's a toy. 90,000 children are killed or maimed every year. 90,000. And did you know this? That an adult needs a new prosthesis every 3 to 5 years. A child every 6 months. They may not have a limb, but they still suffer from the growth of a bone. You know that a limb costs $150 and a landmine costs $30. And that to clear a landmine site, we require between $300 and $1,000. And did you know that to rid the world of the infestation of landmines, there is a requirement for a need of a minimum of $33 billion. The target for the project was to raise $500,000. We raised more than $1.3 million. It is an immense accolade for us as an organisation. And did you also know that we influenced the Red Cross in the manufacture of prosthesis? Can you imagine what a child looked like with a sallow skin and a white prosthesis? How humiliating was that? So we funded the pigmentation of prosthesis, which is incredibly important to make you look good and to feel good. And I want you finally to listen to this. This was written because the person was a victim, not killed, but maimed. Listen to the child victim. Tell me, mother, tell me the story of when I was little and you brought me home from hospital and I was small and fragile in your arms. Tell me how you used to hold my hands when I learned to walk and how I laughed when the grass tickled my toes. Tell me, mother, how you watched me run and play like other children. Tell me, mother, just one more time, because sometimes when it's dark, mother, I forget. I have no sight, I have no hands, and I have no feet. Remember, in 2014, every 20 minutes, somebody, somewhere in the world is killed or maimed by a landmine, and it is totally unacceptable.